Welcome to another Foolish Thoughts episode. This is Joseph Barone, aka A Fool for Learning, and our foolish thought for today is 500 episodes. Where do I go from here? I've achieved, thanks to you, a significant milestone in podcasting. 500 episodes. Actually, the number is slightly more, as about a dozen of the episodes were not only simply produced in English, but also produced in Italian. But let's not quibble about that. And as some of you may or may not know, most podcasts fail after a few episodes. In fact, only 10% last beyond 20 episodes. So this is really an achievement above and beyond whatever I thought I would do. So upon achieving this milestone and giving myself a little pat on the back, I need to say thank you. Thank you to all of those who have supported me over the last 6 years, such as my lovely wife, aka Tadpole, and my family. And I also want to do a special thanks to Pete Blank of Pete's Points, who inspired me to do podcasting. Now, as an aside, I want to let you know if you are looking for someone to do leadership coaching, leadership training, give Pete Blank a call. Please tell him I sent you. I don't get any cut from making the recommendation, but give him a call. He is excellent, excellent, excellent. Pete Blank. I also want to need to thank a number of other podcasters, but in particular, I want to thank the Old Man's Podcast, who allowed me to come on his podcast one cold December morning to promote myself, and he has been a supporter. And I also want to thank of the Old Man's Podcast, Eric, who always and graciously remembers my podcast and encourages a follow. There are many, many others, such as LMS and Nick and Black Dragon Radio, and many, many others who have supported me over the years. So the really big question is, where do I go from here? What happens after this 500th episode? Well, Foolish Thoughts podcast will continue, at least for now, but I'm only going to do one episode per week for the time being, and I plan to publish them on Tuesday mornings. This will allow me to focus on the next and more important announcement, which is, I am going to be launching a new podcast sometime in late January, early February. That's right, a brand new podcast channel. The podcast will be called Ciao DMV and will focus on Italian American life in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia region. The focus will be on little-known history, family stories, businesses, cultural events, and much, much more. And if you're an Italian American living in the DMV, and especially if you grew up in the DMV and would like to be on the show, please feel free to contact me. So once again, thank you for all of your support in helping me achieve 500 episodes. And of course, as always, if you learned something, please take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, or even share with a friend. This is Joseph Barone, aka A Fool for Learning, signing out. Remember, learn, perform, succeed.